And here it is. 4 stages of consciousness. This physical reality, this metaphysical reality. And this should also bring another depth and another piece of understanding to you when you journey. So the physical states of consciousness, I'm going to go through these ones. Obviously, there's altered states of consciousness when one drinks alcohol or one takes mind-altering drugs or something like that. You have a shift in consciousness and a completely different experience. But taking that out of the equation, usually when we are experiencing here in the physical, we'll shift between these 4 states of consciousness. The first state being life is happening to me. And this is a place of blame. It's everybody else's fault. And this has happened to me and I am victim mode, right? Victim archetype here. And there's nothing wrong with that. These aren't, one is better than, one is less than. It is just that we need a mix of all of them in able to appreciate each step, right? So every single stage is valid in its own right, that we don't need to get rid of or move away from, that just perhaps some of them we spend a little bit more time, therefore we might be going, I'm a little bit bored of that stage consciousness, I would prefer to spend a little bit more of my existence in another one. But absolutely, they are all necessary. We have a tendency to want to put things in a hierarchy, especially with numbers and states. As they go up in number, we have this assumption, oh, that must be better than, that's what I'm striving for. Then seeing it all as each piece is equally as valid as the next piece. Second stage consciousness, this is your reality is created by you. When you say and realize, I am taking responsibility for my existence, for my reality. I am now the designer of my reality. I can create exactly what I choose. My reality is created by me. When the consciousness realizes this is mindset, and once I am really clear about something, it happens. Then the third stage of consciousness, spirit is creating through me. And this is your understanding and connection to your higher self. And the consciousness realizes that life is being created through you, that you are part of a grander puzzle, and God's work is being done through the existence, through your consciousness. Okay, so it's first stage, everything's happening to me. Second stage, everything's created by me. Third stage, spirit is creating through me. And the fourth stage is everything as me. And then this is the unified oneness of the all that is. I am that, I am that, I am that. Everything is as me. So spirit isn't just coming through you. Spirit is everything else that you encounter. Everything is me. Each other individual you see can then see the God in everybody. The God and the oneness of the all that is. So we are flitting between all of these all of the time. And we have some experiences of as me, some experiences when you think, I'm certainly the puppet of God today. Everything's being created through me. Wow. Sometimes it's as me and I am the all that is. And sometimes it's, I'm going to create this. And sometimes it's, oh, victim mode. This isn't fair. That's happened to me. And when you get into the metaphysical, when you're journeying, the different stages are conscious, unconscious, superconscious, and supraconscious. Right? That you will flip between the different stages here just as you do here. Okay, and everybody can access their unconscious mind. If they go into a trance state, most people can access their unconscious mind, as in go into a trance state, a state of hypnosis, and find the unconscious. Okay, then you have certain people who can go into a superconscious state and find even deeper connection, even deeper spiritual connection. Meet with spirits, converse with spirits, and then you have the supraconscious with an even deeper state where you are then able to affect things in the metaphysical, right? So this is your relationship to spirits, your relationship to get psychic messages, okay? So what's interesting about this is that you're not striving to always stay in a supraconscious state, that you get into your journey and then for the entirety of the 20 minutes you're in supraconscious, where you're just getting download after download via the all that is God oneness, and you're there for the whole 20 minutes and you are working with the spirit the entire time. It's more like you are transitioning between the different states. So you could have an entire 20-minute journey when you get 30 seconds in superconscious, when you have a minute download in the supraconscious where a spirit comes in, you get a 30-second download of information and then you're back to your unconscious. Does that make more sense? So you could have the most profound minute in an hour's journey and it makes the rest of the 59 minutes of that journey worth it just for that 1 minute of consciousness. So what you don't want to assume is that you should be somewhere where you're not. You should be having superconscious experiences the entire time. Because for me, the understanding and the reality of it is that you'll move between different stages here. So when you are working in the metaphysical, working with these energies, that it's more of a dance and little pockets and imprints that come in occasionally, and then you feel into it and you just know, rather than having some elevated expectation that you need to be here and stay here. Okay? So that illusion will hold you back, thinking that you're supposed to be somewhere other than where you are. And I think that's the biggest thing when journeying to the metaphysical, is that you think, I'm supposed to be contacting spirits the entire time. I'm supposed to be having this or experience and to be able to do this, otherwise I'm not getting better. For me, that's an over-amplified, unreachable destination. Which is why the understanding is more important than the destination. There is nowhere to get. When you're journeying in the metaphysical, everything is just as valid, and you will flip between the different stages. So when you get there, it's better to, well, don't assume anything, but you don't want to hold unrealistic expectations that you're not doing it well, or that you should be feeling more, or that I should be getting loads and loads of psychic downloads and information. So make sure that you can then put your arm around yourself and say it's okay. And any of that matoti mind whilst you're journeying, you can just quieten it down and say, doesn't matter if I spend an entire 10-minute journey in my conscious state, just for 20 seconds in a super conscious state for something to come in, wash over you, and you go, that was the piece that I needed. That was the gold. And then the rest of the time, it's you don't feel like you're getting anything, right? So that's what's really helpful, is to understand that your journey is going to be the same as here in this reality, that you'll be altering states of consciousness as you go. There is no, I am looking to get here and stay in a superconscious state. We can let go of all expectation and be happy with where you are in whatever experience that it is that you are in. That's the trick. It's like the surrender to the cycle again, that everything is a cycle, just like the seasons and the weather, that we find contentment when it's snowing outside, that we say, instead of being inside and going, oh, I hate the cold and I wish it would stop, and all we're longing for is to be somewhere other than where we are. I wish it was warmer and I wish it would stop snowing. That's not really going to do much for us, because we're just wishing that we were somewhere other than where we were. Whereas when it starts snowing outside, you say, this is exactly perfect. I've got a snowboard in the cupboard. I'm going to go out snowboarding, make the best out of where I'm at. So wherever consciousness state you find that you're in, all it is a decision to love where you're at. If it's snowing, I've got a snowboard. If it's sunny, I've got my sun cream on and I can bask here. Whatever it is. Is that helpful? So if you catch yourself wanting to be somewhere other than where you are, pull yourself back in and remind yourself, it is, no state of consciousness is better than the other one. And that we'll surrender to wherever we are, and then you make the most out of each part, learning from each state of consciousness. And that is where you will find peace, acknowledgement. You can let go of all expectation and be with wherever you are, right? We're not expected to be anything other than what we are. We are humans having an experience, flitting between the different stages of consciousness. And that really is being honest and truthful. If you have a psychic that's always, I'm always in super conscious and I'm always enlightened, for me, it's one of those interesting ones, that really a good tell of a primitive soul is one who thinks that they're enlightened, right? And an enlightened being will be absolutely content wherever they find themselves. Or really the case is there is no desire to be enlightened whatsoever. There just is what there is. And there is no striving for better than. Okay? Hope you try.